I mean, I think it's yet another. I mean, obviously, from a human rights perspective, looking at it, it's yet another policy or not even a policy. It's almost a kind of a tester that the government is setting out to see what people would think. From a human rights perspective, when we look at what we've seen so far, we've seen challenges for immigration detention, for things like torture, private and family life, discrimination, inhumane and degrading treatment, lack of medical care. So those are the things. Those are the things that people are challenging detention under the Human Rights Act in places like Manston. Now, the issue is that, as I heard your earlier guest say, that it's not long enough, and he's probably right, because at the moment they're already not meeting the requirements for the 1 day period. That's the government, and they're even not meeting the requirements in certain cases. We know in Marsden Centre for the 4 day period. So why change the law just for 4 days? For me, the answer is to have a clear, capable policy effectively put in place where migrants are dealt with fairly and humanely and quickly. And I think that's part of the problem, is that things are taking so long. If you've got an asylum claim, you can look at anything from 6 months to potentially 3 years.
I get that. I think Rebecca's back with us now. Rebecca, I can't help but notice that we appear to live in a country where it's becoming routine for people to wait around 24 hours for an ambulance, but if you come here illegally, it's 24 hours before you're in a 4-star hotel.
Exactly. I don't understand why we're diverting our attention to talking about 24 hours or 4 days. Why are we doing it in the first place? Why are we not getting the Navy involved, turning the boats back around and sending them back to wherever they've essentially potentially come from, or a safer country? Why are we not looking at putting more in place to help with administration and management? Why are we now looking to actually prolong this process when we already can't cope with the process that there is in place? It's nonsensical to me that we're just diverting attention into an area that's just not going to happen.